Welcome back to Inscryption, where the tension is high. This is a tough fight. We are in round 2. I am up by 3. If things go the way I hope they go, and again, this is the problem, I don't know how this game plays, I win this round. And the board clears. In which case, I have nothing to worry about. Because I do 2 damage here, I do 1 damage here. The pronghorn doesn't even come into play, but even if it did, it's gonna... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. The mole is gonna take 2 damage for the pupa. No, I don't win this round. The mole takes 2 damage from the pupa. It goes into the slot. Then it takes 1 damage from the skink, and it stays in that slot, and it's down to 1. Then the skink attacks the stump. It removes the stump, which puts Reginald in play, which is kind of bad. Then the pronghorn attacks. The mole takes its final damage. It dies, clearing Kaminsky to come up again. And then it hits Casey for 1. It receives 1 in return. Both of them are down now 1/1s. Then the pronghorn moves to this slot, which does get it out of the way of Reginald. So, in total, I do no damage. I remove the mole. I remove the stump. I reduce Casey to 1 health. And Kaminsky and Reginald are then in play the next turn. Guardian probably won't be a problem. This is annoying. This is also annoying. They're mostly minor annoyances. So what can I do to potentially remove more of them or win this turn? I can play a flyer. I would really like the pupa to live. That's the main thing. If the pupa dies, I'm annoyed. If I lose the skink or the pronghorn, I don't care as much. And in fact, I'm willing to sacrifice them here to win this. So, I can sacrifice the skink for 1 or the pronghorn for 2. I gotta remember that I can't sacrifice them for 3. So what flyer can I buy that gives me 2 flying damage in this slot this turn, and that I can buy for either 1 or 2? Because I'm afraid of my lack of squirrels right now. Ravens are pretty good. They're pretty easy. Wait, didn't I just buy a raven? Did I literally look at that in my hand and ignore it? Fuck. And I can't go back to look. Fuck it. It's good in my hand anyway. This is the card I got. And I can buy it for 2. I need to do 2 damage. And the magpie is my only flyer that isn't another raven. Okay. I have the additional... Well, it's not going to matter if I win this round, because I'm banking on the board clearing. Because if the board doesn't clear, I'm screwed. That other raven should be in my hand. I'm so tempted to stop this recording, go check Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I should be able to see in the last episode. I'm pausing the recording. Hold on. Okay. I checked the footage from the last episode, which I still have on next to me here. So the raven, the other raven is in my hand. I can play it free. By free, I mean I don't need to draw for it. I have to sacrifice the pronghorn to get there. Or something else. Wait a minute. No, I'm an idiot. Okay, okay. God, I've gotten so used to sacrificing the squirrels for blood, I forgot that the value on the card, that's the value it costs to play. You've probably been yelling at me this because I've been saying it wrong for a little bit now. What's on the board is not the cost, the blood that will return to me. It's the amount it costs to play, which I've just been ignoring because everything is 3 to me. So I have to sacrifice the skink and the pronghorn, which I'm still okay with, because I can still put the raven in this slot without it being a problem. So what should I put in my hand instead? Something that's fodder, probably. Something that I can put out and not worry as much about. The problem is costs. Pulling something for bones right now looks much more appealing because it doesn't cost me a squirrel or any other sacrifice. Damn. This game is tricky. It is definitely tricky. The long elk's really nice in a pinch. The amoeba, I don't know what I'm gonna get, and it's not that strong. The amalgam costs me other sacrifices, which I'd prefer not to do. Rather save those few sacrifices I have left available to me for stronger things. Won't allow you to play a card before you draw a new one. Interesting. So the language behind the, I was checking the language specifically when we first got it, but I don't even know, I may have pointed this out before. The language says you may draw 2 cards, not you must draw 2 cards. And in a real card game, something like, for example, Magic the Gathering, that distinction is really important. May indicates you are allowed to. Doesn't mean you're required to. Must or required or whatever, it would be indicative that you have to. So I checked the language and it says may. You can go back in the footage. Unless I've somehow had my memory lapse in the last 20 minutes, which is possible. But I looked at that specifically, and I swear that it said you may draw 2 cards. Which would indicate I shouldn't have to draw another card here. Alright. Gotta be careful, because I can't go back. Let me double check my work here, since I keep screwing this up. If I play the raven, it will cost me 2 sacrifices. If I kill the skink and the pronghorn, it will go here. The strange pupa will attempt to do 2 damage. The mole will go in front of it. It will take the 2 damage. Then it will also evolve. I can't remember when that happens at the beginning. Is it After one turn. It doesn't, it says after, but that's so imprecise. If I put the Raven here, it will fly past KC, doing 2 damage, winning me the round, not being blocked by the mole, because the mole should not be able to go here. It can only go in active slots, as far as I know. Not crazy, right? This isn't a live stream. You guys can't tell me. I'm gonna have to go with my instincts and hope that I am correct here. Please do not let me have fucked this up. Whew. The board cleared. The problem is now, how screwed am I for the rest of this fight? Oh, sorry. Let me unshrimp from my chair, sit up straight. My holding tension in my back. Everybody stretch. Late night stretching. Okay. All right. My board state is not terrible. My deck state is a little bit compromised. I have a tooth pull and a flight ability. The Strange Pupa should become Mothman next turn, I believe. And in my hand, I have 2 squirrels and a couple of good cards and plenty of good cards still in my deck. But I believe only 1 more squirrel here, which I really do not want to pull, because I think as soon as I pull the last squirrel, that's when I start taking hunger. I think. But I'm not going to check it. I'm going to check it until I have to. All right. That's the state of the game. We have 1 health, one life left. If I can do 5 damage, I win this, as far as I know. And because of the nature of the pupa, I think Mothman may win it for me, because I think he becomes that 9/3 that I saw earlier in the game. We'll see. This damn moon. It's dramatic, yes. But it provides no value to my board. I wonder. What the fuck is that? You cheating motherfucker. Now that is value. Flying defense. It attacks every slot. It has 0 health. Or it has 0 attack. My Raven. Thank you. That is... I don't know what else will happen, and I don't want to celebrate too early, but holy shit. Getting the Raven to make it do 0 damage because it's fucking smelly. My stinky ass Raven saving my ass. Holy shit, thank you. Alright. Blocking opposing. Omni Strike hits each opposing space. That's expected. Tidal Lock. At the beginning of its owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will pull small creatures like squirrels into its orbit. What do you mean, like squirrels? What are small creatures? Okay, my dilemma here right now is I'm so annoyed at this game right now, actually, at not explaining its own wording, that I'm debating right now. I'm saying this out loud now, but I was debating whether or not I just look up what the fuck that does, because I do not like not knowing how this works. There's too much grind here, frankly. Like I've talked about on the channel before. I don't know if I've talked about it as much in this series in particular. I don't like roguelikes or roguelites very much, because I don't like the feeling of lost progress. I especially don't like it when the game overtly lies to you, or just hides information that is really only there to make you do more runs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at this and going, if I know what title lock is, I can make an informed decision. If I know what a small creature is, I can make an informed decision. If I don't know, then I'm just guessing, and I might scrap a whole run making a mistake that I don't understand. And that really irritates me. So, I'm gonna look up what the fuck that is. Because I'm not dealing with that, sorry. The presence of this sigil prevents the player from using squirrels as a mean of blocking direct attacks. Therefore, squirrels should only be played immediately before being sacrificed. Any squirrel totem with sigils that require the squirrel to survive through the opponent's next turn, such as sharp quills and fledgling, should be avoided. Despite the rule book stating that the sigil affects small creatures, bees aren't affected. Oh, title lock is the beginning of the owner's turn. The sigil causes squirrels and rabbits on the player's side of the field to be removed from play. That's really irritating because that's not clear at all. Because I look at my raven and go, that's a small creature. That's the same size approximately as a squirrel. I don't know if that's going to get pulled. That also means that you would not know until getting into this final fight if you've completely ruined your deck by making it a squirrel-centered deck. Because I imagine there are squirrel builds that are like aggro squirrel builds. And that would work up to a point. You might even get to this point and then go, oh, well, I'm just screwed. Which would suck. So let's look at what we have. The elk does a decent chunk of damage. The long elk doesn't cost me anything, or it costs me bones, which is an appealing thing right now. Does Touch of Death work on it? That would be fucking funny. And because this is the last round, right? Right? This is the last round. Surely that should work. I shouldn't need to be worried about needing to retain anything else for the end of the game. Fuck me. We'll be back to make a decision.